Good evening, everybody. Let's get you a bit straighter, shall we? I was trying to be clever with this and it didn't work, did it? I don't want to drop it all. Hold on a minute. That's a bit more like it, and that's a bit more like it. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining me this evening on a winter's evening. What better could we do than a bit of craft just to keep our minds active and our fingers working and all the rest of it, with a bit of a special. I think I said that to you last week because I've been gallivanting. We've had a lovely week away and I had a lovely workshop with folks yesterday. So thank you for those of you who are with me this evening that were with me yesterday. We had a really great time making our lovely Gothic arch, triple arch really, window. Let me show you because I didn't show you that before. This is what we were doing yesterday. We were making this lovely, I was going to say fold flat, but it's hardly flat, to be fair. But this lovely Gothic arch. Now, the arch itself, the arch frame, is something that so many people have asked me about. And so I do intend to get some more, but not as a workshop, and see how we go with it. Because although I said to the folks that this is what we made with it, it's such a versatile set that I think we're going to have to put some more of those on. You've also got the Lonesome Pine die sitting in there. That is available as well over on the Crafty Workshop section. So if anyone fancies one of those, there are a few left of the Lonesome Pine. However, that is not what we're going to do today. This should be red. I'm not quite sure. Well, it is kind of red, but I'm not quite sure why it's not properly red. So, yeah, sorry about that. We have got a special offer for you. So, Forest Village is a beautiful die set, but I am putting in a bonus of an extra die for completely free. So you actually get 2 dies in the set plus your free one. I'm going to combine it with a paper pad that I've been using, and I'm also going to show you some of the new sizes of foam pads. The foam pads have gone really, really well, and I think that I know that they're now going to be a standard for me so that we have them all the time. But I have got 3 new sizes that I just wanted to share with you as well. So also pop down there that, sneak that up to the top there, that our next YouTube live is this Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Going to do some Wednesdays for a couple of weeks because I've got some lovely things to show you there. Before I go any further, I just wanted to say 2 or 3 particulars, and that was, I think I saw her, but now I can't, but I'm hoping she's still with us. Happy birthday to Sandra Richardson. It's her birthday today, so what better place could you be than rushing back from all the festivities to come in to see what we've got today. So thanks for joining us, Sandra. And also to Steph, who made some fantastic, on her very first maiden voyage of a workshop yesterday. Thank you for joining us then. Made some lovely bits and pieces then. And at the very end, I've got some news for you as well. So, lots of news really. I'll tell you all about it as we go along, but you'll need to pay attention. So let me show you the goodies. So these, first of all, are nothing to do with what I'm going to do today, but I'll just show you these new foam strips. So we've got this one here. They're all 2 mil deep. This one is long strips. So whilst I use my long strips generally from a big roll, I don't always get it. I can't always keep it in stock. And so that is a good option. There's 10 in a pack and they're just £1. So that all of these are £1. So that's the 2 mil deep foam strips. Okay, so 2 mil deep, 10 mil wide, and 150 long, just for your interest. Now these, I thought I'm going to have a go at these. These are the circular ones. So they've already pre-cut a circle, because there's many a time when I've needed a circle, have to put like a square or a rectangle on it and it sticks out the sides. So I thought, let's go for some circles. 2 mil again, 10 millimeter wide. So they're a centimetre wide. And of course you have got this the separate little bits in between that you can use, which is quite nice. And then finally, some biggies. These are, I don't know if you can see that, big squares. So they are sort of like 1 inch wide squares. And again, handy for a bigger project. So that's your foam. This is your frosted flakes. These are the last ones that I have. So if you have like this one, go and grab this one quickly, because there literally is almost single figures left of these, because they're something that I've used before and I realized I had a few left. So I'm going to be choosing some papers from there. They're in the sort of bluey black range, and they're called frosted flakes. But let's have a look. Let's have a look at these gorgeous dies. The Forest Village. It comes out as 2 dies, as I said. They are both 11 centimetres wide, which is just over the 4 inches, and they cut from edge to edge. However, this bottom edge on both of them, I did it so that they were not a cutting edge, okay, because I wanted to be able to sometimes have a deeper part and sometimes a narrow, so that these were ideal for any situation where you want to make a different type of scene, shall we say. So they do not have a cutting edge at the bottom here, but of course they have a beautiful cutting edge at the top. And then as a free gift, I've included this gorgeous winter tree die. So this comes as a free gift with this. You get both of the village, the Forest Village, and you get the bonus of the free winter tree, which I think is a beauty in itself. It can fit in with this nicely, but it also can be used quite separately as well. And I think it's nice sometimes when you've got some like fir tree type of things, the lonesome pine, to intersperse them. I know some forests are only fir trees, but it's nice to see a few wintry type trees as well. So the card that we're going to be making today fits into this 5x7 envelope. So nice and compact. I've popped a little bit on the bottom there. That is just one from the Trim Me Christmas one, so Wintertime Wishes. And this is actually the back of it. So when we turn it over, we have got a beautiful card scene in a box. So I've put a sentiment on, and unfortunately that's the only thing that I cannot offer you, because it is an old one from Creative Expressions, which I know you will have seen me use many times. I just love it. And it's also, the sentiment on there itself is perfect for those people who are not particularly in a happy place for Christmas, I suppose you could say, because we're thinking of them, not to say go out and frivolities, but people find it hard at Christmas as well. So as I said, it folds virtually flat. It fits inside that 5x7 ordinary envelope, but it also comes out as something rather special. So these are your dies, how they set up there. Haven't included on the winter tree on it, but I have included the others. And then you've got sentiment space on the back there so that you can write your to and from on there. Whoops. Okay, so let's get started and let's make this card for you. Now, I have done a little bit of cutting and bits and pieces first, because I felt that it was important to do that. So I have got 2 pieces of card. Now, I would have liked to have got this from an A4 in one whole length. However, because we've got a nice big die, the 11 centimetres wide of our Forest Village, I wanted to be able to get these in perfectly. So subsequently, I've cut them both from an A4 piece of card, but not just whole one length, 2 pieces. Now, these 2 pieces measure 17.5 centimetres down that away and 12 centimetres across the small edge. So 17.5 by 12. So now I need to score them. And I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer which has got a scoring blade on it as well, and I'm going to score them first of all at 5 centimeters and then at 16. I need to bring that out because it's just on the edge there. So 5 by 16. That's along those edges. Then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to score right down the middle for this one at 6 centimeters. Okay. Then I'm going to take my other piece. I'm going to do, to start off with, I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to do it first of all at 5 centimeters and then at 16. And then, now if you don't manage to do this, it isn't a problem. But I do, let me bring that in, I do find that it gives it a nicer finish if you can do this. I want to score down the middle, but I don't want to score that big panel because this is the bit that's at the back. This is the bit that's here. And whilst most of it is covered, I really prefer this to be a solid piece. So subsequently, I'm going to put it in at the 6 centimeter mark, like I did the other one. But because I've got this trimmer, I can do it. I'm just going to score at 6 centimeters up to the first score line. And then I'm not scoring there now, I'm just doing that at the last score line. So if I show you, hopefully you can see, it's scored just to that line and just more or less to that line. So not in that middle bit. But that is my preference. It isn't necessarily what you have to do. It just sort of works for me. Okay. So now I want to trim this piece off, and I'm going to do it with scissors because I find that that is possibly the better way to do it. I'm just going to make a little tab on that side there. And wait a minute, do that on the other side. So we come down here. So I'm taking off that little slither. Oh, I'm making that into a tab on there. Then I'm going to get my trusty burnishing tool at the ready. Now I've got some more score lines that I want to bring down. So let me just, or cut lines. I'm now going to just cut down to there as well. Okay. And then bring this one in and do the same there as well. Just to that score line. Then I'm going to fold that over. And then this one like that. And the same with this. This time though, I fold that one over because this is at the front, and that one. And then also this little tab. And then on that score line as well. You can see that that's going to be the front half of my box. And let's just grab these. Oh, let's get it around the right way. Get it round the right way, Maxine. Thank you. That one's going to attach to there, and that one to there. Oh, I'll attach it and then you can see what I'm talking about. So that is how that's going to go. So let's attach them and then that's easier. So I'm going to turn it over backwards, pop some tape, red liner tape on my little tag. And then we can join them together. Whoops. So let's just, now you can make this one as decorated or as non-decorated as you want to be honest. It's just down to the individual how you want to do it. So I'm going to fit that onto there. So I'm lining up the bottom with my tab there. Now I need to put tape onto that tab so that that connects to there. Okay, open it all up again. So this one was, well, not this size. I've just done this size to fit my dies really, but this one, oh gosh, it's one of the first fussy type designs that I ever used when I was doing crafting. It was done a lot smaller at the time. I believe, well, the first place I ever saw it was Stampin' Up person, Monica Gale. I'm not sure if she's a Stampin' Up person anymore, but she certainly was. And that's where I first saw it. So let's pop those together. So you can see where we are now. We've got our 2 flaps here. We've got a big one at the bottom there. And then if we close that all up, that's all closed flat. Okay, so before we do any decoration, I want to put 2 little straps across here, just so that I can sit my village scenes in. So for that, I've cut a piece, which is, let me just double check so that I get the pieces right for you. It's 5 centimeters across and 14 down. I'm going to bring in my scorer, and I'm going to score that at 1.5 from each edge. And then I'm going to cut it in half. So at 2.5 centimeters. Just saves me bothering to do 2 pieces, really. Now, when I go to fit this, I prefer to use glue rather than the tape. The reason being that I want a bit of wriggle room, because these are going to fit into here. And they fit really well, no problem at all. But you want to be able to flatten your card. And I find that if I put red liner tape or some other sort of tape on there, just a little bit restricted, and it could bend. And I'd just rather it didn't bend. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there, pop them inside, and then I'm going to put them in at about, I don't know, centimetre in. I'm putting my edge of my card right up to there. So if you can see, it's right up, so it's parallel with that side. And then just slot that one in there. Then at the same time, I'm going to actually, making sure they're in the right place, I'm then going to flatten it, push hard, and then when I open it, I've got my band there. And then I'm going to do exactly the same to this one, but I'm just going to go back a little bit. Now, if you wanted, you could put another layer of the village scene on here if you want. I'm going to attach one piece on that side, whoops, and then attach it on the other. But if I just flatten it, you can then see that you've got those. Can you see that? Those 2 pieces. You could put another one in if you wish, but I'm just going to use the 2. So now let's do our decoration. So pop that to one side. Let's cut our beautiful dies out first, because we haven't done that yet. So what I've done is I have cut 2 pieces of white card. I've used the hammered white card, and I've cut them at 11 centimeters wide, and it's 10 centimeters down, but that's only roughly, because I can make that any different size that I want. But you can see that my die fits edge to edge, and I can then pop it on there at whatever level I want for this extra little bit. Do you see what I mean? That this piece will not cut, which is what I want it to do. So I'm going to bring it down, because I don't need such a wide piece as that. And I'm going to cut that there. And then I'll add another piece of tape. let's just pop that one through. I'm going to run it through that way so it's got a chance to cut. And then grab myself a bit of tape. And then tape this one into place just about there. Pop that in as well. So when I take that off, you can see that it cuts from the edge to edge, but this depth is here no matter what size I want. Okay. And the same with this one. This depth is whatever size I want, but this piece is completely cut away. Okay. And as I said, if you were doing the lovely scene cards, that they just work perfectly with it. I can put my tree in, but I'm not going to. I just need to take the little pieces. And again, if you wish, you could put a little bit of gold mirror card, or even silver for that matter, behind these windows so that you've got a light shining through. I made them so that they're a decent size and not too small, because we, you know, it's fiddly enough, isn't it? This little bit out here and there and there. So that's one piece. And then a high-rise block of flats. No, not really. Just more windows on this one. This is the posh house, I reckon, don't you? Because they're probably, that's at the top of their lounge, looking over the forest, and just beautiful, that one. Scoop all these little bits. So they are going to go onto my pieces that I put on there, and it literally is going to stick. I'm going to put all the backings on first, but it's going to stick one there and one on the front, so they fit perfectly. In fact, I even like them just on the black, don't you? Because they just really shine up lovely. But let's get a little bit of decoration going. And as I said, I'm going to be using papers from here. So I have a feeling I rather like that one. So that's the one that I'm going to use. Not sure if I need two pieces. So I'm going to take out two pieces. You get 48 sheets and there are 12 different. So they've all each got 4 pieces on there. But as I say, I do apologise, because once they sell, they're gone, I'm afraid. There ain't no more. Oh, I thought I had a power cut then. But I don't think I have. Hold on. No, all is well. Just got a loose lead. So this gorgeous pattern here, I need, first of all, one piece, which is, I'm just going to do a very tiny border. So it's going to be 10.2 centimetres by 11.2. Okay. And then I'm going to have, I'm going to cut a 5.2 and cut that to 4.2, and again 2 of those. So that's that. And then I need a little slither. Oh, and this one is 5.2 again. So just need to take a fraction off of that. But this time it's 10.2 along. We will get all the measurements written down for you. So that's all my patterned pieces. Now I've already cut some others. So I've used some silver. So for the silver, this piece is 10.5 by 11.5, and that's going to fit my pattern onto it. But as you can see, I've just this time got a very thin border going around it because I wanted the emphasis onto the just a hint of a bit of the silver as opposed to a proper border. Does that make sense? So I've just made it very slightly different. So that's that one. Then for the front panel, this piece here in silver is 5.5 by 10.5, and that fits in my piece there. What I will do actually is I'll put the measurements onto this description in the video so that it's easy to find as well. Then I have my two little pieces here, and I've got two silver pieces which are both 5.5 by 4.5. Need to get a sharper blade, I think. It's furring very slightly. You can't be doing with furry paper now, can you? Right? So let's pop that onto there. I also cut one more piece of silver and a piece of white. If you have got your inserts and you want to use this, because this is for the back, then that's fine as well. But I've cut this piece out as a plain piece of white in this case. But I could either stamp a sentiment or write my own, just write something on there like that. So let's put all these together. So this piece here is going to go at the back inside like that. So let's put sellotape on that. My die cutting machine that I use, sorry, I've had a chance to look up now. My die cutting machine I use is a, just 1 second. My die cutting machine that I use is a Kid and Caboodle Pro Cut. That's what I use and have used for the last couple of years now. I find it a bit of a workhorse for me. My machines have to be working very, very hard because I use them probably all of you lot all together the same amount. So they do work well. And that's for my front section. Now, all of these sections underneath, you could do those as well. They are obviously noticeable when you close your card up, but that's down to the individual really, if you wanted to do all of your other panels as well. Then my two side panels on the flaps coming down. One on the side. You could always, if you're doing something like this, you can put your sentiments and things on this side if you wished. That on that one. And then if we close it up, this big one at the back was where I'm going to put that panel for writing, as I said, a stamp sentiment or something, or just your own writing. So that gives us a little border as well. And as I said, you can see now why I didn't really want that one at this panel to have been marked, but at the same time to be scored. At the same time, it is easily to be disappeared, sort of thing. You wouldn't even see it. Now, let's bring that round. Let's pop our scene in. So first of all, that one there. Oh, throwing it about. So I'm going to put some glue onto that panel. Easier to put it onto the panel than it is onto the card. Slot that in. however high we want it. And I'm just going to close it because that's the easier way to push it down. Okay, so that's that one in place. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. Now I think that I wanted to just try and make sure that my tall building here did come inside my card. So I am going to try and be mindful of that when I'm putting it in. So another little bit of glue onto that panel there. And as I said, when I pop this in, just want to bring that down a little bit. If I possibly can, so that it's, okay, it's not quite, who worries? Oh, and it goes that way as well. Now, I'm going to put a sentiment onto the front. So, as I said, I have, she said, cut out, I thought, very safely put. Can I find it? No, but do you know what? I've even changed my mind because thinking that it needs to be cut out. I'm thinking that it needs to be in black to show. What do you think? Let's have a look. Let's cut it out from black. I was going to cut it out from white like I had the other one, but in actual fact, the pattern on here, I think it might be better to do it with a darker colour. Let's see. I'm done. Let's see what we think. Let's just carefully take this off. And I think that will be the one that I want to use, to be honest with you, because I want it to show. So I think that shows quite nicely down there, doesn't it? I think if I put a white one on, it might be a bit too much. So I'm going to use that as a bit of a background. Put some glue onto there. Use my trusty little meat baster just to add some glue to this when it's very detailed. Pick that up and put that onto the front. If we have time, I always prefer now to do the sentiments with two layers, to be honest. It does feel a little more professional, to be honest. But then who's professional here, eh? Who is professional here? So we have got a version like that. We've got a version in black completely. But I think that you'll agree that they are pretty special. I think that anyone would be pleased to receive this. And the fact that it all folds flat, and this one all folds flat, goes into your 5x7 card, your envelope rather. It's pretty much a winner, really, isn't it? And there you go. There is your card in a box for Christmas. Now, I've just seen, June says, would it work with silver mirror? If you mean the sentiment, I did try them with silver mirror and it doesn't stand out enough. So you could do a silver mirror with a glint. Actually, I did with this one. That one, don't know if you can tell, is white with a silver glitter, silver mirror behind it, and it just shows, but it was lost otherwise. So yeah, for me it was anyway, but it might not be for you. So that is our offer for you for this week, which, as I said, is the Forest Village, which are these 2 die sets, plus our lovely little winter tree. That comes as your bonus die. Now, whilst I'm here, I do need to say a couple of other things to you. One is, as I said, I will be back on Wednesday. I've got quite a lot of restocks to show you, so I'm going to bring those in and show you on Wednesday. Also, with a couple of things, I've got some beautiful new gold gems, which are just in time for Christmas, and some, what else was it? New gems, yeah, and the restock and the workshop. So for those people that join me on the online workshops, we had, as I said, a lovely one yesterday, and our last one of this year will be Saturday, December the 13th. Now, it'll go on sale first and foremost to the people that have already been on workshops with me. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, people will see their emails come and they will be able to get hold of them. For everybody else, they've got 24 hours, and then they will go on after that. I will just show you the card because it's rather special. So let me just put these 2 little darlings away and bring in this one. So this is the workshop. This is a 7x7 card, but as you can see, has a rather special design there and folds. Not flat, I'll give you that, but folds so that you will be able to get it into that envelope, but then opens up to this beautiful star. The die set that you will receive is this little beauty here, which is actually 4 dies, because you've got the sentiment, you've got the stag, and you've got 2 different types of snowflake as well. There is a bonus for people that have been with me before, but that is for people that have been with me before, just to say thank you. Thank you very much for joining me and for supporting me for this whole year. Can you believe it? November the 16th already. However, that is for December. This is also for December, really, because it's for Christmas, but this is our little offering for you today. So thank you so much for joining me. A little bit longer than I normally am, so I do apologise. Thank you for staying with me. Thumbs up would be wonderful if you don't mind. Oh, stay down. Thumbs up down here along this line would be great. Orders and everything are all ready to go out to you tomorrow, so I shall be doing that for you tomorrow. And yeah, look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday if you can make it at 6 o'clock. Take care till then. Thanks very much. Bye.